And then we'll go do
Master of beasts, wanderer of the wilds, and expert of ranged weaponry. Hunters are the iconic marksmen of the wilderness and live for the hunt. The beasts obey only one, the hunter, using their animal companion as an extension of themselves and traps to cause damage or keep an enemy at bay. Hunters excel in Wrath of the Lich King as a damage-dealing class. Hunters underwent...
Excel is a bit of a overstatement, don't you think? It's a bit of a stretch.
Many changes, including many completely reworked pet abilities and extensive changes to each of the talents.
Feeding Frenzy, Grace of the Mantis, Claw, Carrion Feeder, Bullheaded, Avoidance. So we already have this. We have Cower, we have Dive. We don't have this. We have Claw, Cobra Reflexes, we have Growl, but this extra stuff, I think this is for BM the exotic tamer pet abilities.
Talent trees, especially the survival tree. The survival tree focuses mainly on improving the hunter's survivability in combat.
Bleh, bleh, survival, bleh, bleh.
Especially PvP, increasing stamina, reducing movement speed slows, and including many powerful new shots. When it comes to marksmanship, this specialization focuses more on increasing raw damage, but also has some new PvP additions in Wrath. And last, Beast Mastery focuses on improving the hunter's pets, now allowing new beasts into the fold. But not only were talents changed, hunters received many new baseline spells, regardless of talent specialization, such as Freezing Arrow, Fire...
What is it? Fire freezing arrow that places a freezing trap at the target's location, freezing the first enemy that approaches, preventing all action for up to 20 seconds. Any damage caused will break the ice. Trap will exist for 30 seconds. Only one trap can be active at a time. So it's just like a freezing arrow missile bolt.
A freezing arrow that
PvP.
Places a freezing...
But we talked about, like, we went over BM, arms, and marksman. But as we just saw, I think marksman is the Chad spec, at least in late game. I wonder if BM is going to be viable or not. I kind of like it when BM is not viable, just so that you can meme around with the pets. That's kind of my personal opinion. But yeah.
Freezing trap at the target location, freezing the first enemy that approaches, preventing all action for up to 20 seconds. Any damage caused will break the ice. The trap will last for 30 seconds, and only one trap can be active at a time. There's also aspect of the Dragon Hawk, the hunter.
This is what we were talking about before. I thought it was improved aspect of the hawk, but it's aspect of the Dragon Hawk. The hunter takes on the aspect of a Dragon Hawk, increasing ranged attack power by 300 and chance to dodge by 18. Only one aspect can be active at a time. When we were watching the video earlier of this like Giga Chad marksman and Wrath, it was all aspect of the Dragon Hawk, no aspect of the hawk. Let's look back at this video, man.
Takes on the aspects of a Dragon Hawk, increasing ranged attack power by 230 and chance to dodge by 18%. Only one aspect can be active.
That's big. 18%'s a lot.
Active at a time. Very, very strong. There's also Kill Shot. You attempt to finish the wounded target off, firing a long-ranged attack, dealing 200% weapon damage, plus more. Kill Shot can only be used on enemies that have 20% or less health, so this is basically the hunter's version of Execute. There's also Call Stabled Pet. Choose one of your stabled pets to replace your current pet. The selected pet bursts out of its stable and joins you no matter where you are. Cannot be used in combat. So this is very nice, kind of a quality of life change, so you don't have to constantly be going back to the stables and switching your pets. And then
yeah, I guess it's true, but like, when are you ever gonna have to switch your pet? And like, maybe there'll be situations where you will have to switch your pet that I'm just not thinking of, but I can't really think of, unless you're going from PvE to PvP, or maybe another hunter has the same pet as you. But I remember the wolf being very popular, and it gave you this, at least gave your group a battle shout, a similar thing to a battle shout. So we'll see what the meta is for the pet. You can see he's using a bird of prey. Well, it's an owl. And I don't know if it's because of the screech to reduce damage from the boss, but we'll have to see. I hope it's not, the meta's not owl, man.
There's a huge one, Deterrence. Previously a survival talent, now a baseline hunter ability, which has been dramatically improved. When activated, increases parry chance by 100%, reduces the chance ranged attacks will hit you by 100%, and grants a 100% chance to deflect spells. While deterrence is active, you cannot attack, lasting 5 seconds.
We finally get a wall. We get a real wall.
Very strong PvP ability, but also can help keep you alive in PvE. But it wasn't just hunters who received new spells. Hunter pets have gone through huge changes in Wrath. There's no more beast training skill. Instead, pets have all their abilities right when you tame them, so you don't have to worry about skilling them up as you level. In the place of the old beast training menu, pets now have their own extensive talent trees. And
yikes. 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 What are we? I remember this. I don't know. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with another talent tree. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. We're probably just gonna have to talent once and then forget about it if we're doing PvE, and then have another PvP pet. This I could see being a bit useless, but we'll see. Maybe there'll be some cool stuff we could do, like get a Giga tank pet or like a turtle, mega turtle. Get like a fucking mechanical beast turtle that can tank everything. That would be fun, but we'll see.
And like hunters having 3 specializations, so too do your tamed beasts. The ferocity talent tree is used by beasts like cats,
Oh, look at this Phoenix. I remember this, dude. This is where our pet can basically like come back alive. If it dies, comes back alive, dude. I remember this Phoenix hatchling or whatever it's called. That is sick, because every single hunter on the planet will complain about their pet dying. Fucking healers, dude.
Carrion birds, hyenas, raptors, and more. These animals dish out damage, but can't soak it up as well as other types of pets. The ferocious pet talent tree mainly focuses on boosting damage per second and is most suitable for PvE situations. The tenacity talent tree is used by bears, boars, turtles, scorpions, and more. These pets are more defensive in nature and can occupy an enemy's attention while you stay.
We're gonna just get like a beefy ass bear, dude. Get him to tank some raids. That'd be fun.
At range.
Or the turtle. The turtle, dude. I forgot about the turtle, because they have their wall as well.
Tenacity tree is designed for increasing your pet's survivability, threat generation, and damage mitigation, and is the natural tanking specialization for your pet. And last, the third talent tree is cunning, used by beasts like bats, spiders, wind serpents, owls, and so many more. These pets are more balanced, having a mixture of offensive and defensive abilities, and are mainly suited for battlegrounds, arenas, and PvP.
So basically trash. Like, no one will fucking use this. I don't even think in PvP you'll use this. You'll probably get the damage pet. But yeah, we'll see.
Situations. The cunning tree is designed for increasing your pet's burst damage and even granting your pet a PvP trinket-like ability, making the cunning talent tree the natural PvP.
That's another like thing we're gonna have to keybind.
Specialization. Now, besides these new abilities, the talent changes are really what changed Hunter dramatically in Wrath. Changes in the Beast Mastery tree, such as Aspect Mastery, which is a passive which improves your aspects. Aspect of the Viper will now reduce the damage penalty by 10%. Aspect of the Monkey reduces the damage done to you while active by 5%.
Look at those monkeys, dude. I think all of your pets can use Thunderclap in Wrath, but maybe I'm wrong. I think that's the case.
Aspect of the Hawk increases the attack power bonus by 30%, and Aspect of the Dragon Hawk combines the bonuses from...
Look at that Dragon Hawk, dude. Look at that Dragon Hawk. It's looking sick. These guys, I think in Wrath, they have the like Flame Breath ability, which is Mega Biss. I remember at some point these were Biss. It was like those like wolves in the wolves, and then like the flame hawks, and then At some point, it was the T-Rexes.
Aspect of the monkey and hawk. Very, very nice. There's also a new talent called Invigoration. When your pet scores a critical hit with a special ability, you have a 100% chance to instantly generate 1% mana. So very, very nice. There's also Longevity, which reduces the cooldown of your Bestial Wrath, Intimidation, and pet special abilities by 30%. This is a very exciting cooldown because pet special abilities are quite good in Wrath of the Lich King. There's also a new talent called Wait, in Wrath of the Lich King.
No, go back. Bullheaded, dude. Removes all movement impairing effects and all effects which cause loss of control of your pet. Oh. And damage done to your pet by 20%. I thought this was going to be one of those things that could kind of trinket you out of something, but it's just your pet.
Exciting cooldown because pet special abilities are quite good in Wrath of the Lich King. There's also a new talent called Cobra Strikes. You have a 60% chance when you critically hit with Arcane Shot, Steady Shot, or Kill Shot to cause your pet's next 2 special attacks to critically hit. So very, very nice wombo with your pet there. There's also Kindred Spirits, which increases your pet's damage by 20% and you and your pet's movement speed by 10% while your pet is active. This does not stack with other movement increasing effects. So this is...
I think Kindred Spirits kind of like going to be one of those under appreciated talents. I mean, 10% movement speed is pretty big. I don't know if it'll work indoors, but if it does, that'll be pretty huge.
This is really cool. Obviously, just making your pet do more damage is very strong, but that nice movement speed bonus is always active, which is really cool. And of course, we have a talent called Beast Mastery.
Beast Mastery training, you get that big ass Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's about it. I don't recall it being the best spec. MM, I believe, is the best spec for PvE DPS. And I think a lot of hunters are probably happy about that. I don't think a lot of hunters are super psyched about staying BM forever until the end of this expansion. And I think it'd be even worse if we had to stay BM even into Wrath. All the hunters would quit. All the hunters are going to change anyway. There are going to be 2 hunters in the raid in Wrath. But yeah, but if we had to stay BM until the end of Wrath, probably be even less at the end.
You master the art of beast training, teaching you the ability to tame exotic pets and increasing your total amount of pet skill points by 4. That's amazing. It's really an exciting new addition to Wrath of the Lich King Hunter Beast Mastery talent tree to be able to finally tame some of those strange pets that you always wanted to tame but couldn't.
Stop saying I don't know, dude. I don't think it's that great. 4 extra talent points on your pet is not going to really win you anything. It'll be okay. I think it'll be just fine. Everyone knows hunters are a bit underrated or underpowered in Wrath from everything I've seen, and there won't be 3 hunters going to raid anymore. Even now in classic TBC, there are less and less hunters being stacked. It's warriors again. So we're going to see the same thing here again. Maybe hunters will be a bit strong at the beginning, but at the end they're going to fall off and warriors are going to be the Giga Chads, and that's just the truth. That's just the sad truth, as in every expansion.
Like, I don't know, devil soars or friggin', I don't know, pterodactyls, whatever pet you always wanted to tame, you can finally tame them in Wrath of the Lich King. So very, very exciting new talent. Now, but it wasn't only Beast Mastery which changed in Wrath. Marksmanship also received many new talents, such as Focused Aim, reduces the pushback suffered from damaging attacks while casting Steady Shot by 70%, and increases your chance to hit by 3%. That's just a solid ability. Of course, potentially more PvP usage, or I guess PvE if you pulled aggro or something, but very nice to keep pumping out those steady shots consistently.
I think he forgets like AoE DPS or damage. When you're getting all that AoE damage, like that one boss in Black Temple now, you get interrupted constantly. So I think it'll probably be a staple to the talents. We'll see though. It is quite nice. And I think it's probably something we need now, but it is what
also
it is.
A new talent called Readiness. When activated, this ability immediately finishes the cooldown on your other hunter abilities.
We already have Readiness in Survival. We'll see if it's useful. We will see if it is useful. It's a good way to get your rapid fire back again as MM, and maybe a cheeky aim shot, Cobra shot. Yeah, but we'll have to see.
Except Bestial Wrath. This talent should be familiar. This actually was from the survival tree, but has been moved over to the marksmanship tree, which is a nice buff, I would say. Piercing Shots is another new talent in the marksmanship tree, causing your critical aimed, steady, and chimera shots to cause the target to bleed for 30% of the damage dealt over 8 seconds. This is very, very nice. Obviously, there is a ton of...
See you later, rogues. See you later. You think we hit hard now? Just wait until the bleeds start coming in, man. And we're going to be stacking crit. I guarantee at some point we're going to be stacking like a lot of crit just to get these bleeds off. Just get them as big as possible.
Different bleed effects in Wrath of the Lich King. So Hunter being able to provide the target to bleed. There's a lot of synergy with rogues and warriors and druids to all benefit from this bleeding. So very, very nice. Piercing Shots is a great addition. Also, Rapid Recuperation. You gain 4% of your mana every 3 seconds while under the effect of Rapid Fire, and you gain 2% of your mana every 2 seconds for 6 seconds when you gain Rapid Killing. This is basically just sustained talent, being able to keep your mana up while you're leveling or grinding or whatever you might be doing.
If it's not damage, we don't want it. Get it out of here. Swap it for a damage talent.
Quiver. This is actually a really cool talent. You have a 12%.
This is the coolest talent in the game, I think. And I really want to... I don't know if we'll touch on it, but I don't know if nature damage will stack with spell power or nature spell power, and it would be so sick to get like a haste spell power set together just for fun and get this wild quiver talent just to see if we can like pump as a spell power hunter. I was thinking maybe I'll make another hunter just to like stack spell power gear and see if it's possible. We'll have to try it out.
% chance to shoot an additional shot when doing damage with your auto shot, dealing 80% weapon nature damage. Wild Quiver consumes no ammo. I mean, that's just so cool. Just having a chance to fire an additional shot out of nowhere. I just think that's the coolest thing. Very, very cool, fun talent, if you ask me. Another really cool talent is Improved Steady Shot. Your Steady Shot hits have a 15% chance to increase the damage done by your next aim shot, arcane shot, or chimera shot by 15%, and reduce the mana cost of your next aim shot, arcane shot, or chimera shot by 20%. More damage, less mana, all around good talent. There's also another talent called Marked for Death, which increases your damage done by your shots and the damage done by your pet's special abilities by 5% on marked targets, and increases the critical strike damage bonus of your aim shot, arcane shot, steady shot, kill shot, and chimera shot by 10%. Again, just another raw damage bonus talent. And finally, at the bottom of the marksmanship talent tree, we have Chimera Shot. You deal 125%.
This is the biggest one. I mean, this is our new thing in our rotation. But basically it increases, he's going to talk about it, but 40% of the damage done by Serpent Sting. So finally we can use our Serpent Sting ability. And this Viper Sting thing is useless, basically. And you have Scorpion Sting, which is kind of like a PvP talent, which is actually insane. Disarms for 10 seconds, and it's once per minute, which is just nuts.
Weapon damage, refreshing the current sting on your target, and triggering an effect. If you have Serpent Sting, it will instantly deal 40% of the damage done by your Serpent Sting. If you have Viper Sting, it will instantly restore mana to you equal to 60% of the total amount drained by your Viper Sting. And if you have Scorpion Sting on the target, it will attempt to disarm the target for 10 seconds. This effect cannot occur more than once per minute. So this is a very, very versatile shot that changes depending on the current sting on your target, which is very, very cool. And now, if you thought marksmanship changed a lot, let's talk about survival changes, because there were tons of changes, reworks, and literal complete overhauls to the entire survival talent tree. There's a new talent called Improved Tracking. While tracking beasts, demons, dragonkin, elementals, giants, humanoids, and undead, all damage done to those types by the hunter is increased by 5%, and this replaces monster/humanoid slaying. So depending on what tracking you're doing, you're going to be doing more damage to whatever you're tracking. Really, really cool. I think it makes total sense. Another cool talent in the survival tree is called TNT. Increases the damage done by your explosive shot, explosive trap, black arrow, and immolation trap by 6%.
I think it's nice, but I wouldn't think it's like the coolest thing ever. It's just like an extra damage talent that you probably will forget about. But I guess it's nice, you know? do some more
Just
damage.
raw
with
damage
your-
talent. I'll take it. There's also lock and
Explosives.
load. You have a 100% chance when you trap a target with freezing trap, freezing arrow, or frost trap, and a 6% chance when you deal periodic damage with your immolation trap, explosive trap, or black arrow to cause your next 2 arcane shot or explosive shot spells to trigger no cooldown, cost no mana, and consume no ammo. Awesome.
Oh
This
my
effect has a 22-second cooldown.
It
So
is
this is
cool.
just really, really cool. Can be very, very powerful, honestly, to pump out tons of explosive shots, which we're going to get to that ability. It's quite strong. Another really cool talent in the survival tree is Hunter.
I remember now. You'd pop those 2 explosive shots. So when you get the cooldown, it would basically how do I say this? You would just basically use explosive shot twice instead of any arcanes, because I think explosive shot lasts 4 seconds if I'm not wrong.
Reverse Wild increases
can't
you
quite
and your pet's
recall.
attack power and ranged attack power equal to 30% of your total stamina, which
So finally, this talent, which I'll show you guys, is useful in PvE survivalist. It's basically the WoW devs were like, this is fucking useless. You're a hunter, you're kiting anyway, unless you're doing PvP and like barely, some moments where you have to survive. Let's make this useful. Let's try and like make hunters use something other than agility and stamina. Because like, look at this. These boots, soft steps boots of tracking, agi, intellect, no stam, and they're bis. You don't want to touch stam with like a 10-foot pole because you're a hunter, man. You're running away.
is pretty cool considering the survival tree increases your stamina. There's also a cool talent called Noxious Stings. If Wyvern Sting is dispelled, the dispeller is also afflicted by Wyvern
is actually
Sting
really
lasting
cool.
50% of the duration remaining. That's insane.
So they basically
And increase
sleep themselves with Wyvern Sting. It's really cool. I really like that.
is all damage done by you on targets afflicted by your Serpent Sting by 3%. So this is clearly a PvP talent. If someone dispels your Wyvern Sting, they're basically taking the Wyvern Sting for 50% of the duration remaining, which is awesome, and obviously just doing 3% more damage.
The problem is like now it gives them the option. I mean, they can dispel it. Like they will want to dispel it in PvP because they're only taking 50% of the duration before, and Wyvern Sting doesn't really do that much damage. So you can expect your Wyvern Stings to get dispelled instantly. You might have to use it strategically when they're about to die or something and kind of bait the dispel, but yeah, it sounds better than it probably is.
All the
We'll
time,
get to
2
see how
targets
it
with
goes,
Serpent
though.
Sting is very, very nice as well. So really cool talent. There's also another cool one called Point of No Escape, which increases the critical strike chance of all of your attacks on targets affected by your Frost Trap, Freezing Trap, and Freezing Arrow by 6%. So 6% crit. I'll take it. Very nice. And then
I'll take
finally,
it.
we have
I
a
like
new
that.
spell in the survival talent tree called Black Arrow, which fires a black arrow at the target, increasing all damage done by you to the target by 6% and dealing shadow damage over 15 seconds. Black Arrow shares a cooldown with trap spells. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? But that 6% increased damage is amazing. Dealing that shadow damage is great. It's a nice boost to survival tree damage. So Black Arrow is very, very cool. Sniper
So
training.
you'll be basically spamming Black Arrow into like explosive shot. That sounds like it is what it is. And then trying to set up a trap when the cooldown's off. So in the beginning, you're just going to be pumping. Oh, I'm offline because I've been sitting here talking about hunters for fucking ever. All right, let's just get back. All right, let's keep going.
Is another new talent, which increases the critical strike chance of your kill shot ability by 15%, and while standing still for 6 seconds, you gain sniper training, increasing the damage done by your steady shot.
I hate this talent. I really don't like this talent. This talent has been brought back in like various ways in Classic or in WoW, where they basically want the hunter to kind of stand still. I don't know why they want this, but yeah, I don't really like this. It kind of like forces you to stand still in certain situations, and it kind of really reduces your mobility, sadly.
Aim shot, black arrow, and explode.
There was like a point in WoW where it would increase your damage by 15% or something, and you just stack damage and you'd go stealth, and then you would just one-shot people in arena. It was super fun.
Explosive shot by 6% for 15 seconds. More of a PvE talent, obviously, to be standing still, but that increased critical strike chance of kill shot by 15% is huge because that attack does 200% weapon damage. So as you can imagine, if that crits, it will be a huge burst of damage. And another survival talent is Hunting Party. Increases your total agility by an additional 3%, and your arcane shot, explosive shot, and steady shot critical strikes have a 100% chance to grant up to 10 party or raid members mana regeneration equal to 1% of their maximum mana per 5 seconds for 15 seconds.
Trash thing. Delete this bullshit right now, Blizzard. Delete it. Delete it and yeet it, dude. I'm not going to be support no more, brother. I'm done being support. If someone tries to like make us go survival just to give them 1% mana over 5 seconds, I'm just deleting my character, man. I don't want this. Let me do damage. I'm so scared of anything. I'm so tilted for any talent that like buffs the raid now.
This mana regeneration talent, lots of different classes have it, but it's very cool that the Hunter also has it. And then finally, at the bottom of the survival tree, we have the new survival shot called Explosive Shot. We've talked a little bit about this already. You fire an explosive charge into the enemy, dealing fire damage. The charge will blast the target every second for an additional 2 seconds. So this is very powerful. You're dealing fire damage for a total of 3 times, instant fire damage, and then for 2 more seconds, doing more fire damage every second. So this is very strong. Obviously, you can push back a lot of spells, do a lot of fire damage back to back. It's actually a very infamous ability for hunters, and it's very strong. Now, when it comes to PvP, Hunter is a great choice. The removal of the dead zone in TBC was a huge buff to Hunters.
Dude, did you just see that? Did anyone just see that? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this Giga Chad spell right here.
Now, when it comes to PvP,
Ready?
Hunter is a great choice.
For it?
The removal of the dead zone in TBC.
Disengage, boys. We're getting our disengage. That's so sick, man. I love that. Someone gets all up in your ass, dude. Disengage, man. Just around the corner. I love that spell. I'm super psyched about disengage. It's really, really cool. You can see he's using like the Nax trinket here from Sapphiron. But it's the new Nax that's coming out in Wrath. But damn, disengage is a sexy, sexy ass Hunter spell, man.
Was a huge buff to Hunters overall, and in Wrath, Hunter continues to be a powerful PvP class.
So really, I think people get this wrong a lot, but Hunter PvP in Classic WoW was really good. Was really, really good. You can look at all the 1v1 tournaments that happened in Classic Original. In Classic, Hunter was solid. It was a really solid class. I think in Classic TBC, also solid. I wouldn't say it's like a rank 1. It'd probably be like a B tier arena class, and you have like some drain comps. But overall, I hope it comes back in Wrath. Because he's saying, yeah, I don't know. In Classic, we were really good. In Wrath, we were kind of trash. And then in... not in Wrath. In TBC, we were kind of trash, and I hope in Wrath we do.
Excelling in open world PvP and battlegrounds, and even in arena with turtle cleaves. A hunter can deal damage, and a melee class can peel for the hunter, usually a warrior or a death knight, and it can be a surprisingly powerful team composition. With many new PvP-focused talents and abilities, Hunter can do very well in PvP. Overall, Hunter is a great pick for Wrath of the Lich King. With loads of changes and powerful new abilities, Hunters are reinvented in Wrath. They can PvE and PvP well, so there is no content that can't be accessed.
Still though, I'm going to say this right now. If you are anything other than a orc or a troll in TBC, you're still, pardon the pun, trolling yourself, because there's no human hunter. You don't get the extra PvP talent or racial. You don't get the 5% pet damage. And you don't get the trolls like Berserker buff. You kind of just, you're kind of behind. And I think what we see now in TBC just shows how powerful that extra 5% pet damage is. we'll see. But if people, I don't think people will be BM as often, so it'll make less of a difference. But we will just have to see how that progresses. We will. All the night elf hunters out there, sad day, but I don't think much changes. I don't think we get much buffs as a night elf
for a hunter. If you love the fantasy of being at home in the wilderness and having a special affinity for beasts, utilizing ranged weapons and traps, then there is no better class for you than the hunter.
Boom. All you furries out there, perfect class for you, I guess. Very, very good video. I really like this guy's videos. They're actually quite good. They're not like clickbaity or anything. They're just solid videos, informative Wrath of Lich King videos.